AI image and video generator sites like Higgsfield, Artlist, and Openart are extremely confusing with their credit system. So I did what nobody else wants to do. I spent the entire day poring over every major AI image and video generator site, and I've finally discovered the one that has the best value. The comparison turned out to be much more complicated than I thought. The numbers can be deceiving, but I'm gonna break everything down for you in a super digestible way. The main issue revolves around credits. What even is a credit, and how does it work? Well, credits are basically the way that multimodal sites like Freepik charge for AI generations. Whenever you generate something with an AI model, the site that you're using, whether that's Freepik, Higgsfield, or Artlist, has to request that generation from whoever designed the AI model. That costs money. If you're using Nano Banana for an image through Higgsfield, Higgsfield has to pay Google for your generation, and then they get that generation and they give it back to you. The amount of credits that you get each month with your Higgsfield subscription dictates how many AI generations of a certain quality you'll be able to create in that time. You could get a couple thousand super cheap, low quality images, or you could get a handful of really high quality videos. Credits just standardize the whole thing. The problem is credits aren't standardized across every site. So a Nano Banana Pro generation from Higgsfield can cost 2 credits, and the same generation costs 400 credits on Artlist. Multiply that by all 6 major sites, and the result is a massive headache, especially when you throw in the fact that all of these options have multiple subscription prices, and many of them also have unlimited generation features that are even more confusing. Don't worry though, I'll break down all of the unlimited plans and a bunch of other super important details later. To make sense of all of this confusion, I devised a system and built a spreadsheet to compare everything. I took the 6 biggest and/or most requested sites from you guys and tested their pricing on 2 different plans. One that's around $20 a month, which I think is kind of like a good balance of cost and value, and then their plan where you get the most bang for your buck, which is often their most expensive one, of course. With each plan, I ran the cost of 5 super popular models: Nano Banana Pro and ChatGPT 1.5 for images, and Kling 2.6, Veo 3.1, and Sora 2 Pro for videos. Side note, I know that Kling 3.0 is out now and it's way better than 2.6, but not all sites have it available, and some of them are charging insane prices for it right now since it's new, so I think 2.6 is a better cost metric. Starting with the around $20 subscription plans, let's take a look at the cost of a typical Nano Banana Pro image generation in 2K resolution. It turns out that Higgsfield and Openart lead the way here, with the image gen costing roughly 5 cents. And actually, if we move the decimal, you'll see that Openart is technically 0.2 of a cent cheaper per image, but for the sake of simplicity and sanity, I'm just gonna round everything to the nearest cent. Following these 2 sites is Freepik with 8 cents, and the most expensive site is Artlist at 28 cents per image. This range of price is absolutely crazy to me. Like, how is the most expensive one 5 times more than the cheapest? My only guess is that different sites have different agreements with the providers of the models, making each model a different price on each site. But if you have any other ideas, let me know down in the comments, because I think this is really kind of weird. Things get weirder when we look at the cost of the next model, GPT 1.5. You'd think that the same sites would lead here, but instead the cheapest one by far is Openart at 3 cents per generation, followed by Imagineart at 6 cents. Higgsfield, on the other hand, is tied for most expensive with Artlist, both costing 10 cents. Freepik lives solidly in the middle at 8 cents per generation, which is the same price as their Nano Banana images, but they're about to leap ahead as we move on to video. Starting with Kling 2.6, a 10-second gen in 1080p costs only 43 cents on Freepik, followed by Openart at 47 cents, then Higgsfield at 49 cents. The other sites are all above $1.20 for this video gen, with Artlist once again coming in last at $1.75. Things aren't looking good for Artlist. Veo 3.1 is where things start to get interesting though. Artlist lands much more middle of the pack here, with $2.80 for an 8-second 1080p generation. The most expensive is Weavy AI at a whopping $4.06 generation cost, but Openart returns to the top with a price of just $1.26, followed by Freepik at $1.30. Higgsfield's price here isn't bad either. Finally, I tested the most expensive model of them all, Sora 2 Pro. Sora 2 Pro looks absolutely amazing, but every single site costs over $2 for just an 8-second clip at 1080p resolution. The most expensive is Weavy with an insane generation cost of $6.10. In 5th place, we have Artlist at $5.34, $3.74. Next comes in Imagineart at fourth with $3.74. Claiming third with $3.24 is Freepik. Now we just have Higgsfield and Openart vying for the top spot. Higgsfield comes in at $2.45 per Sora 2 generation, but Openart bumps it out of the top spot with an industry-leading $2.33 generation cost. Now I just threw a lot of numbers at you, but I'm gonna break it down really simply. Pretty consistently across the board, the sites that provide the most value are Higgsfield, Freepik, and Openart. This pattern holds true for both the $20-ish plans and the most expensive plans. That said, before we crown a value king of all AI sites, there are two other major factors to consider that greatly affect the value of your credits with each site. The first thing is simple but often overlooked. That's credit rollover. When you pay for a subscription to these sites, you get a set number of credits to use every month. But with all but two of these sites, these credits are gone forever if you don't use them during the month. When a new month hits, you just get refilled up to your subscription tier allotment. It doesn't go over. That's the case for both Higgsfield and Openart. Freepik, on the other hand, only resets your credit count on a yearly basis. That means if I have a 45,000 credit plan with Freepik and 20,000 left at the end of this month, then I'll have 65,000 credits to use next month, which is really awesome. Weavy also rolls over for 3 months and then resets, but Weavy is too expensive to be considered for Budget King anyway. The second thing that we need to consider is unlimited model promotions. Unlimited generation is a feature of AI sites where you can generate anything without spending any credits, but just have to wait a little longer for them to render. Out of these 6 sites, Higgsfield, Openart, Imagineart, and Freepik all offer unlimited generations to some degree. Openart is the weakest. They only offer unlimited generations with their most expensive Wonder tier, and even then you only get unlimited access for the first week on new models after they release. These will change as new models come out, but right now those models are Kling 3.0 and Grok Imagine. Imagineart isn't much better. They give unlimited Nano Banana, not Nano Banana Pro, and unlimited generations with their own image model Imagineart 1.5 Pro, but only for the first week after you sign up. Where things get really interesting is when we compare Higgsfield and Freepik. Higgsfield offers unlimited images for an entire year with practically every image model, including Nano Banana Pro, Kling 01, Flux Point 2 Pro, and Seedream 4.5. They also almost always offer 1 week of unlimited video generations with new models after you sign up, or after something new releases. Right now the promotions they have active are unlimited Kling 3.0, Minimax Halui, I don't know how to say that, 2.3 Fast, and Flux 2.0 Flex. Freepik doesn't have as many unlimited models available, but they've got all the heavy hitters, including Nano Banana Pro, Seedream 4.5, GPT Image 1.5, Flux 2.6 Max, and Kling 2.5. Plus, these are unlimited for life, while Higgsfield's expire after a year. It's especially cool that they have Kling 2.5 because that's a video gen model, and Higgsfield doesn't have any 365 unlimited video models right now. That said, Freepik is more limited on the promotion side. They're only offering Kling 3.0 for 1 week of unlimited use right now. There's no other models that they're running. Taking all of this into consideration, in my opinion, it's between Higgsfield and Freepik for the crown of value king. But before I reveal my winner, do me a favor and like the video, because this has been the most extremely painstaking video I've ever had to make. And actually, when I reviewed all of the numbers, I realized that one site sneakily performed better for power users. These are people who would subscribe to the most expensive plan to get the most value. If you need a ton of credits, the best site for you is Higgsfield. Their price reduces the most out of any site when you scale up on your subscription, and the generations per dollar outperform Freepik pretty solidly when you compare their most expensive plans. However, if you're a more casual user who might not max out their credit usage every month and wants to get the best bang for your buck, Freepik is the way to go, at least in terms of value. I'm not a huge fan of their user experience, but that's a topic for a whole other day. If you're still having trouble deciding, then you should probably check out this video up over here where I go do a deep dive on Higgsfield. It could be just what you're looking for.